everyone, I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana, and this is We Watch Stupid. Tonight we're going to go over episode 4 of Before the 90 Days of season 6, and the episode is entitled Splash.
Is that also an 80s movie?
It is.
Okay, that's what I thought. It like kind of rang a bell, but I wasn't totally sure.
The mermaid one, right?
Okay, yeah, I don't know, but that's what they're going with. All right, so I want to do some just programming notes again, and then I desperately need to tell Diana about things I've seen on social media and Reddit this week. So again, I'm going to be out of town next weekend, so we're going to record on the 4th or maybe the 5th. Diana just gave me a look.
Either way.
On the 5th. Okay. We're going to figure it out. The episode will be late. That's what we're trying to say. And then the following week, Diana will be traveling. And so I'll be recording with a special guest. She's not famous or anything, but she's just not Diana. Yet. Okay. Good point. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to save Amanda's stuff for last because it's the juiciest. But Diana, did I send you Jasmine's YouTube video?
No.
Okay, so Jasmine released a YouTube video this week of how to peel a potato with a big ass knife. And the whole time she's basically just, demonstrating it. And she's like, yeah, so this is how you do it. It's really simple. It's like very straightforward, very safe. This is how you do it. I did this my whole life.
With her like claws.
Yes. Actually, I think she had shorter nails in that video. So
do you follow them all on Instagram?
I follow a lot of them on Instagram. I'm slowly building up the collection of 90-day folks that I follow on Instagram.
But will it spoil anything?
Not usually, no, because
cool.
they all sign NDAs.
Okay.
Like they can't spoil anything. What they will do in the case of The Other Way. Her name's Danielle. I don't think you watched that franchise yet, but she's just like a terrible person, and she's like constantly on Instagram live just like being dramatic. And I think they were on this last season of The Other Way. They're coming back next month, July 16th, I think, with a new season. And so I think she's just trying to like drum up anticipation for her being on the show, even though I would rather never see her on TV again. So and then another, this is very low quality, but Misha, I saw stuff on Reddit that so she used to be like a news anchor in Philadelphia, and people said that she would like show up to do, I think she did traffic. She would show up to do the traffic in
She's a traffic reporter?
I
thought she was like a hard-hitting, like, no, I guess that makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, but she would show up in like cutout dresses looking ready for the club. Yep. So that explains a little bit about her look now. Okay, so Amanda's timeline, I sent this to you, Diana. This person posted on Reddit, and it was this sequential timeline. I'm going to pull it up so I can like go over it with you to just, review.
I'm going to pull it up too.
Okay, so this person, a lot of the top of it is, we know this. So it's a timeline by year. So 1976, Jason is born. 1991, Amanda is born. We kind of figured that out in the first episode. 1996, Rosvin is born.
I wish they had said 1992, Jason got his license. Sorry, go ahead.
And then it says 2010, Jason and Amanda meet. 2014, Jason and Amanda get married. 2019, Amanda's mom passes away. July 2021, Jason starts feeling sick. No diagnosis is made. October 2021, friend of Rosvan claims this is when he and Amanda started talking. So this is 4 months after. Oh, no. 3 months after. So Jason is sick, but he's not diagnosed with ampullary cancer. They don't know how intense it is. They also say on this timeline, parentheses, unfounded. So they're saying, this is alleged that Amanda started talking to Rosvan in October 2021. March 9th, 2022, Jason is diagnosed with stage 4 ampullary cancer. 10 days later, he dies. We know this.
Mhm.
And then April,
Less than a month later.
less than a month later, Amanda's sister passes away. Horrible.
Wait, no.
Um,
It says Jason passes away, and then
oh,
4
March
months
9th.
before the August 9th phone call with Amanda's kids. What does that mean?
Oh, oh, because she's saying that that is, they've been dating for 4 months
Oh, okay.
in the show. So it would have
Oh, so,
been,
like, it would have been, like, less than a month where she
it would have
was,
been,
quote, unquote,
right,
"dating" him. Got it.
right, exactly. And then May 4th, Roswell makes a on his TikTok to Amanda. So they would have been dating
A month.
less than a month or 1 month at that
Yeah.
point. July 2022, this is when Amanda claims that Amanda and Rosvan started being flirtatious. So this would be 2 months after he makes a tribute on his TikTok. Early August 2022, Amanda is in Romania. We know this because it says August on her phone when she closes it after she has a FaceTime with her kid. And it's like
Oh my god, so
war.
funny.
And then December 22, January 2023, this is when Amanda claims that filming is happening in response to this timeline coming out. So this person posts this on social media, what have you. And Amanda posts this thing on her Instagram story that's like, great work, keyboard detectives. You got everything right except nothing, like trying to say that
Oh my
they're
gosh.
full of shit. And then I guess she blocked this person on all platforms. So then today this popped up while I was watching this. I'm going to text this photo to you now because I had to like download it from their, I had to like go to their Reddit and then go to their Canva account and then like download it from there. But they they made this timeline with all of the receipts that they had for all of when all of these
This
things
is beautiful.
came together, and it has all these red lines connecting all of their receipts. I think the most important one is
Math ain't mathin'.
yeah, is the May 4th, 2022 that Rosvan makes a tribute on his TikTok to Amanda. You see a screenshot of Rosvan's abs with a caption that says building a body
Oh,
only she
at
can touch.
Amanda, yeah.
And the caption says hashtag for you at Amanda Wilhelm. And it says the date next to his username. The thing that I wish they had receipts for was the October 2021 friend of Rosvan's claims this is when he and Amanda started talking. It still says alleged. So I'm very curious, like, what friend, like I think the receipt should go into a little bit more depth there. Like, is that from some kind of Instagram post? Like, like where did they come up with that?
Mhm.
The I like the August 9th that Amanda's phone shows a call ending with
Yeah,
her kids. It's just like it's a
yeah.
screenshot of the show. Oh, and it's they added one June 19th, 2023. Amanda sees my timeline on Reddit, blocks me on all platforms, and claps back, quote unquote, saying that everything is wrong. So I just thought that was I thought that was pretty funny. I think the subreddit for 90 Day Fiance is pretty active. I have like notifications on it on my phone. I probably shouldn't because it goes off like every 5 minutes. But then you get little gems like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of that is true. I don't really
It
care, but
seems
I
like it, but it's also,
yeah.
like, whatever. Like, she was, like, the unfounded claim that she was talking to him in October 2021.
Hmm.
So he's a hot TikTok star, and she, like, slid into his DMs. It's, like, kinda harmless.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. Like just because they're talking, you don't know what they're. Well, she did say that she sent him a rose, which is like
Oh,
I suppose in TikTok speak, in TikTok world, like kind of horny.
well.
But sounds like that's what everybody on his TikTok is doing. That's how he's making $2,000 a month.
Mhm.
The pancake scene where he's just smearing
Oh.
chocolate on his body.
Yeah, Pancake Man loves chocolate.
Pancake Man, he makes the best pancakes in Romania, Piv.
Okay, wait. I don't have much about their time on this episode. Like, there's
Me
not
neither.
it wasn't like that. So you wanna let's start with them?
Yeah, let's just
Let's just
roll
roll
into
into them. Yeah.
Piv, I told you, like, one time 3 months ago that I don't really like olives. So, like, I don't understand why you're taking me to the store and, like, showing me olives and asking me if I like them, because I told you one time and
I'm
I
so
just can't
sorry.
even believe it.
I'd love to pay attention to you, but I can't. I'm on TikTok too much. Yeah, that was fucking annoying. That whole grocery scene was just so embarrassing for her.
And he, like, clearly she's, like, been in his apartment bitching about everything that he's tried to feed her. So he's like, "Let's go shopping together at
Mhm.
this organic place where, like, maybe they'll have something that you like." And then she asked him on the way there if they have American food. It's a
So
ma'am,
childish.
it's a grocery store. What the fuck is like, what the fuck do you mean?
She wants
What does
Lay's
that mean?
potato chips and apples. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck she means, but she doesn't like packaged food or tuna.
Specifically tuna. But then she chooses she's into the salsa that is packaged, ma'am.
Yeah, she's a hypocrite, so it's chill.
She's
Well, she's
really
also like, I mean, just goes
annoying.
with her gaslighting
Yeah.
tendencies. She doesn't eat dairy. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, it's not like they have been grocery shopping together and she has to continue to say, "I don't eat dairy." It's like they mentioned it, like you said, like 3 months ago, and so
Yeah.
unless it's, like, in front of you,
Uh-huh.
I don't think that obviously a lot of things that she gets mad about, I don't think that she has the right to get mad about.
I think this whole little excursion also highlights that neither of them have real relationship experience
Mm,
because, excuse me, he doesn't want to, like, they had that weird gaslighty, like, she blew up at him for wanting to come to the US like the night before,
mhm,
and he was like, "I didn't know we were going to talk about the relationship that much." And then she's like she's having a tantrum about everything, but I mean, sometimes in relationships you have to repeat yourself, especially brand new ones, you know?
mhm.
Like, she was with someone from, she was basically a child bride, and then, you know, she basically probably just grew up with all of her husband's preferences, like, let's be real.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I just think neither of them have relationship experience, and
No, they
it's
don't,
pretty
but
annoying.
Rosvin seems more emotionally mature than she does.
Oh, totally, and, like, in the next time on, we see him being like, "You're mean to me?" And, like, tearing up because he's, like, kind of at his wit's end with, like,
Yeah.
trying to make her happy because she's so annoying. Like, could you imagine sharing a one-bedroom apartment with this woman? She is so
No. And
obnoxious.
she's, like, not putting out. Not to be crass, but, like,
Oh,
what? Like, what are you there for? Like, to
like,
complain about literally everything and make dumb jokes about vampire bats?
is anybody on this season having sex?
Well, we think David and Sheila are having sex.
Oh, yeah, and then I guess Jasmine and Gino had sex, like, in the morning, but
Yeah,
then
we
that
gotta
fell
talk about
apart.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I wanna talk to that about them kind of last because
that
there's a
was a
lot.
yeah. Okay, other thing okay, that trip to the park, god, she's just so
Oh,
annoying and juvenile. It just and
she's, like,
him go ahead.
she's trying to, like, she's trying to make this a test, And he's like, well, can you just tell me how you feel about this? Like in real terms? Like, tell me how you feel if I were to kiss another woman. And she's like, well, we'll see what you decide. And then you'll have the consequences.
Well, it's interesting that you said that she's making it a test because he literally used the word test.
Oh, for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just being a fucking gaslighter. Like, it just, like, do what you want.
Hmm.
Like,
But I'm going to be mad
no.
either way, basically.
Mhm. And it was so annoying that she just immediately shut down the idea of her being in the music video because that was a
Yeah.
perfect way for her not to be jealous.
Yeah, to just circumvent all of it. And like in other like franchises, like there's a whole arc with this guy Usman and his ex-wife, baby girl Lisa. She was like, he's this Nigerian pop star, and
Oh, yeah, I've seen some things with her.
she was like a walking pack of cigarettes. And she was like, if the song is supposed to be about me, like I should be in the video. And he's like, you're not,
Hot.
like, yeah, you're not hot, basically. And I'm like a young, hot African man. I should be like, maybe probably for mass appeal, like hanging out with like a young, hot, like Nigerian woman, like
Yeah.
in this video. Anyways, yeah, Amanda's being real
Ugh,
dumb,
dude,
but that's not new.
real dumb. Also, it was super stupid of him to call his producer thinking that it was gonna show her that his career was,
Yeah.
like, more legit and then introduce her to the producer, like, that was so awkward, and then talk about her clearly be talking about her in front of her.
Like, what does this show her exactly? She can't understand you. And then what did you even say on that call? He was like, is everything cool? And the producer's like, yeah, we're good to go. And he's like, great. I think she might be jealous. Like,
Yeah,
if that were in English and she could understand, like, what would this enlighten for her exactly?
that there's a producer of the porn that he's gonna make. Like, also, he's kinda balding.
Hey, it happens.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out. It's probably why all of his videos are from here.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting. Piv is holding
Well,
her pretend iPhone
by
front
his
facing.
chest.
It's all about his abs, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are there like fetish videos of like men with full heads of hair or something?
What do you mean? I mean, isn't that everyone's fetish?
I guess. I guess it's just like male pattern baldness is such a bummer. You know, they can't control it. He is pretty young though
Yeah.
for that to be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything on those two?
No, they kinda bored me a little bit. I was just so annoyed with her with, like, "What if they poop on me?" And just
Oh.
everything she said. Like, "The pancake was cooked, you weirdo. You're not gonna get."
I get salmonella from
Yeah.
a Romanian pancake. Yeah. David and Sheila, there wasn't a
Yeah.
ton there.
Let's do that.
They cut to Sheila kind of preparing her, like getting her son ready for her to be away for a couple
Mhm.
days. And they're playing this like this really weird pan Asian pop music. It was like, I forget who they cut to them from, but I was just like, oh, that's a lot. Uh,
Wait, the producers put it on or that was in their house?
no, that was like from the show.
Oh.
Production chose to use this really weird pan Asian pop music. Also, I'm starting to get a little bit tired of the way they like mute everything when David is
Oh, I
on.
liked it.
You do? You think it like
It
gives you perspective
Of
or
him,
something?
yeah,
I
like what he's
guess.
going through.
Yeah. I guess it's just like they just keep doing it. I could see maybe like the introductory episodes, but I'm
Well,
just
Roxy, are you uncomfortable with silence?
yeah, actually.
Okay, well,
I don't shut
how
up.
do you
That's
think he
why I
feels about
talked you
it?
into making a podcast. Oh my god.
Oh, man. Okay, I thought it was sweet that she took a cab to meet him at the airport. 'Cause
She
the
looked so
other
cute.
she did look she was, like, little dress, high heels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they were, like, pretty sweet when they met each other.
They were, like, both crying.
Yeah, and
I
he
thought they
was
were really
his
sweet.
description of her was sweet about, like, smelling her hair, smelling her perfume, her soft
Mhm.
skin, like, all of that was really sweet.
Yeah.
And she was pretty good at American Sign Language.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm in my 3rd week of an ASL class. It's
Oh,
just, like, once a week, so
no.
it's kind of I'm not picking up a lot because 'cause they're both way more advanced than I am, but it's been kind of fun to like, I learned the signs for, like, flight and beautiful. Diana's making the sign for penetrative sex. Maybe we're gonna learn that one
Yeah.
next.
Wait, so you're just taking a class?
Yeah, it's online.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
excited.
wow. Wait, but if you're uncomfortable with silence. Oh,
Oh,
you're gonna be
how
one of
do
those people that, like, says it as, like,
I
penetrative
literally
sex,
I literally do.
beautiful
I
penetrative
literally do.
sex.
We are all muted in the Zoom class to make it like,
Uh-huh.
a non-hearing environment to make it like equitable and accessible. But I'm back there like mouthing everything and like saying everything to myself.
I mean, that's what you see when there's a sign language interpreter, like, in speeches, right?
Yeah.
And then they, like, do, like, the facial expressions that are
Yeah. There's
so like, are dramatic.
yeah. Facial expressions, I didn't realize how big a part of ASL they are. And you can kind of tell it with David. But like
Mhm.
when you're asking a question, you literally are supposed to furrow your brow. And I'm finding out that maybe I need to go easier on the Botox because I don't
No,
get as much furrow as other people in my class.
they'll understand.
Okay, great. So when he's talking about going, he kind of talks about I have 2 years invested in Sheila,
Mhm.
and I was just kind of curious how you feel about because I think maybe Riley has talked about this that way, but how you feel about this kind of idea of like a sunk cost into a relationship just because like I don't know. Some people are like, "Oh, I've been with them, like X number of years. I have to stay." Or like they think about it in that way.
I don't think that there's, like, been with them an X number of years, so you have to
Mhm.
stay, but I do think of it as, like, a sunk cost, but at the same time, that's kinda what they got themselves into, and,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't wanna say Rosvon and Amanda are a good example, but
I guess yeah, in like these long distance relationships, you're probably not pursuing people that you're like meeting where you live because you're invested in
Mhm.
this other person on your phone. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that he brought that up. I'm curious if it'll come up at all
Do
again.
you do you well, I think it's gonna continue to come up in his ITMs,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's gonna bring it up to her because for her, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Did you think that she looked like a little bit preggers in her ITMs?
Oh.
Just like
No,
the
what do you
way
think?
I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but, like, just the way her dress was fall and then, like, compared to what she looked like in, like, when she's with David.
Do you think her face looks like puffier or something?
What are you saying about mine?
I wouldn't be able to tell that you're pregnant right now just looking at you.
Yeah, maybe it was just, like, an unflattering dress, but I was like, "Hmm,"
Interesting.
which would be beautiful because they seem to really like each other.
Yeah, they do. The beauty of creating life. Who do you wanna talk about next?
Riley and Violet.
Oh, samesies. I hate him even more. I just, like, hate him with each passing moment.
So, I hate him, but I also didn't totally hate him because he was really nice to her when they got off the plane.
Yeah, I guess I thought that, like You touch me first, I touch you first. I guess I thought that would be, like, a bigger deal, but
I
then
thought
it
that
was
was
like
gonna go on for the whole episode.
yeah, then it was fine.
Yeah.
So,
And he gave in, right? Like, I thought, like, because he's so stubborn and, like, closed off that he wasn't gonna be the one that gave in, but I'm glad that yeah, I'm glad that that didn't go beyond, like, 3 seconds.
yeah, I he was like, "Violet, you have a great ass," and then they showed kind of like a long shot of them walking out of the airport, and I was like, "Damn, she really does." She's, like,
She
very
she
hourglass.
looks good.
Yeah, she looks really
Yeah,
good.
she looks but yeah, no, I liked that initial reaction from him and from her because he just said, "Oh, you're so beautiful," like, and the nice ass,
Mhm.
and then he asked, like, "Can I kiss you?" Which I was
Yeah.
surprised by, like, pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
and so then they go to his hotel, she's staying at home, and then they go to the hotel bar. So she's staying at home because it's, like, a no-no in her culture to
Mhm.
stay at a hotel or in a room if you're unmarried.
Yeah.
So I have some funny things to say, I think. Well, no, they're
Okay.
not funny, but did you notice her one black nail?
Yes. Oh, I definitely wrote that down. It was
What
like
was that?
she didn't get her nails redone.
It was
Just, like, had one just, like, hanging on for dear life.
yeah. And I 100% adore that she was not impressed by the pearl gift.
Oh god. This just like, he, like, wanted her to, like, suck his dick over, like, a Pretty Princess set that he got at, like, Kmart. And, like,
It really
he
was.
yeah, like, as soon
Like,
as
the
he opened the box with, like, the matching bracelet and it's all in one thing, I all I could think about was Pretty Princess that we had when I was, like,
and
10.
the bracelet was elastic. Like, that's like the pearl bracelet that my niece wears, like, that's not
Like
what?
are they even real pearls? Like,
Well,
do we
I don't know. I mean, they don't look real, and then the fact
no.
that she was like, "They're not that rare here, like, we farm them in the North and the South," like,
Yeah.
and I don't like pearls.
Like, this just shows that he like, I'm nervous that he is, like, a full-blown sex tourist and is just, like, masquerading I don't know, just he's not as bad as some of the other, like, full-blown sex tourists that we've seen.
I wish I could be described as a sex tourist.
Why?
That sounds so fun.
Just, like, flitting off to somewhere to use your
Yeah,
money and like, status?
yeah, or maybe not the actual definition of sex tourists, but, like, just sexing all over the place.
Okay, I think you're just trying to be to describe you just wanna, like, relive your 20s, early 20s
I wanna
as
relive your early 20s.
Alright, cool, 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 cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Yes, okay. Thank you for
Okay, I don't think that's sex tourism, I think that's just, basically being Misha around the world instead of
Yeah.
just Philadelphia. I just feel like the pearls, like, he just doesn't know what she likes, like, he hasn't asked enough about her, like, if like, you've been talking for 2 years, you don't know anything about what she's like, or you haven't noticed, like, the jewelry that she's wearing in, like, the video calls or something, you're just kind of, like, projecting this idea of what you think, like, a Vietnamese person might wear or, like, what you would want her to wear or something, like, it
Mm,
just
I
it
just
it
thought
seems a little weird to me.
it was weird, annoying. I didn't necessarily think it was, like, projecting what, like, he wanted her to wear or of what a Vietnamese person would wear. I think it was more like a cultural thing, like, "Oh, this is a nice" like, in the States, pearls are a nice gift, and, like,
No, they're
maybe
not, but
his
they're
past
not
if they're real.
if they're real. Like, what if someone I don't like, where would that be a nice gift?
Well, okay, it's definitely not trendy by any means.
Yeah, maybe he's just too much of, like, a dad. Like, he has such hardcore, like, dad energy. I don't think he has kids,
No.
but, like, yeah,
Yeah,
just
he does have dad energy.
hardcore dad energy.
Or, like, maybe he maybe his mom liked him, or, like, he got it
Mm,
for a past girlfriend, and he was like, "This is a slam dunk." It's like,
we've seen this
yeah.
on other franchises. You just don't repeat what you did for your ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, whatever. Don't do it. I like that just going back to when they check into the hotel, I like that they were, like, adult enough to be like, "Hey, I need a shower, I need a change, like, I
Mhm.
need you
Yeah,
I need a shower, I need a change, let's go our separate ways, let's be adults, and, like, we'll come back together for dinner."
yeah,
Like, this shows, like, a level of, like, I don't know, just, like, logistical maturity and, like, independence,
yeah.
and then it makes his, like, fit about her having to go to work at school even,
Mhm.
like, less logical to me.
Exactly. Because how did they not talk about what his 2 weeks were gonna be like?
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
and this, I think, is a smarter way to do it. Well, okay, I guess I wrote down a note that says, like, "This is more like life." Like, she has to work.
Mhm. Yeah, good point.
Guess it'd be even more like life if he was working remote, but regardless, I think it's still more like life than, like, hey, they're on a vacation together in her home city.
Yeah, and, like, I know that so many of these people, they're going over for a certain number of weeks, and the idea is to, like, get to know the person really well. But, like, is being glued to the hip of another person, like, actually a good way to get to know them?
It's
Like,
a
I feel
really
like
good
you
way
would
to get annoyed with them.
exactly, like, yeah, it isn't real life. Like, it's not like you're gonna be having, like, nonstop deep conversations of, like, a chronological, like, recounting of your entire existence, from,
Mhm.
like, day 1 to 14. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, isn't he jet lagged? Doesn't he want a day to just kind of, like, become a little bit more himself before he starts, like,
Well, I don't
hanging
know.
out? I don't know.
He was wearing VR goggles during the flight, so probably pretty well rested. What I was thinking was, I think traveling together is how you get to know someone quickly in, in a relationship. Well, any relationship, right? But they're not necessarily traveling together. It's just
Does that
he
mean that
traveled
all
to
the
her.
travel we did together means nothing now?
Why? Because we're not
Because 'Cause we're
together?
not because 'cause we're not married?
No. It means that I wanna travel everywhere with you.
Okay.
That's why, like, there was a couple in a different season where they met, I think, in Istanbul. Like, she was from
Mhm.
Russia, he was from somewhere, like, in the States.
Yeah.
And so, like, they met in Istanbul, and so they were traveling together, but that's also stationary. I think, like, you know, what we
Well,
did
they're
when we were, like,
navigating
traveling around and
yeah.
navigating transportation and sleeping
Mhm.
habits and eating habits and
Yeah.
silences.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, just being able to navigate something unusual to the both of you at the same time versus
Mhm.
kind of someone being a tour guide and someone being the visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The food that they were eating looked so dank.
Oh my god, right.
Like, everything had its own little, like, house or, like, little,
Have you been to
like
Vietnam?
no. I
Have you been I know you've been to Cambodia. Did you go
yeah,
to Thailand?
no.
The food
Professor wouldn't let us.
Professor. Vietnamese food was the top 5 food I've had traveling.
Oh, I bet.
They're gonna eat some good food.
I, like, crave bun. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but, like, the noodle salad. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
I
make
just
that
ate
every
what was
once in
in
a
front of
while.
me.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's a good way to go.
Yeah. Oh, man, we found Brody had when we travel, Brody gets, like, very into where we eat, which is great because I don't care,
Mhm.
but he takes way too much time and thought, and whatever. Anyway, but so he found this like hole in the wall place that's like been open for generations, and there was this like little old Vietnamese woman who was just hand making rice noodles and like,
Wow.
oh my god, they were the best. And then I just need to give you this visual. You know those like tiny stools? Like
Yes.
that, those are the only chairs they had. So like imagine like me and Brody.
Your knees are like up around your
Yeah.
like ears.
Yeah, but it was so good. And like we tried to find it again, like just walking one of our anyway. Yeah, the food's good and they're gonna have some good food.
Oh,
If
I'm
he can
excited.
get his head out of his ass and let her work.
He's a baby.
Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah.
that her working is reflects that she doesn't prioritize him.
I think she's also like she says before they meet at the airport in an ITM, she's like, I think this means he really loves me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
she's seeing this as like we're really getting to know each other. We are
Mhm,
not like I think she's serious about him, but she definitely doesn't think this is like a reason to, you know, uproot your life. Like I don't
mhm.
think they've talked at all about her coming to the US. I think Riley is trying to be engaged, but I don't know that we've heard him actually talk about the
Yeah, I don't
logistics of what that means.
well, because he won't say "I love you."
He's so annoying.
But I also think she's, like, kinda playing hard to get where she was like or not I guess it's hard to get, slash, like, putting a wall up to, like, protect herself when she said, "If you wanna see me tomorrow." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Of course I wanna see you, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Dude, I'd say that too." Like,
Yeah.
especially if it since it sounds like they didn't discuss how this trip was gonna go. Clearly didn't have a Google Doc with an itinerary of each day.
How do they live?
Badly.
Yeah, very curious to see how this goes. I don't think he's going to be a good traveler.
No.
That's
No, I don't think so either.
my thought there.
Okay, so we've got the new couple, Christian and Cleo, and then Gino and Misha and
Oh
Nicola.
wait. I think I want to talk about Misha and Nicola and then Christian and Cleo and then Jasmine and Gino.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. So Misha and Nicola, her hero image, like before the her footage starts, is her crossing herself in a church.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like, all right, just driving this home. Okay.
Really driving it home.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
the
know that
main
I noticed that when her daughters were dropping her off, she didn't say anything, or we didn't hear her say anything about like God when she was saying goodbye. Like,
hmm,
God willing, this is a good trip. Like, God bless you, or I don't know, like, stay safe while I'm gone. Like, I just thought that was interesting. I think it just goes to show that she doesn't expect her daughters to kind of like follow in her footsteps. And I think that's
yeah, I agree.
healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing to point out. His excitement was kinda creepy, and I don't know what hair he was brushing for so long in the mirror.
Oh my God. I kept saying the whole time we were watching this, I kept turning to my partner being like, he needs to drink water. He needs to drink water. He's in the desert. He needs to drink water. This man.
There was also a gross little tidbit when he was waiting for her to come out of the gates where he was like, I haven't kissed a girl in 16 years and I hope it's like quick and good and passionate, or he said something like that. And I was like, oh,
Quick and nice and emotional.
and emotional.
And
I'm gonna
yeah, I
keep
think
writing that down.
I threw up in my mouth a little when he like practices his kiss. He doesn't like okay, he doesn't like physically repulse me. Like I'm not talking about his looks. It's just
The way he is.
yeah, and I can't put my finger on it, I guess. I'm struggling for words, but he
Is it
just
because you know he's a virgin and that just like doesn't compute?
maybe that's part of it, and just his life seems so
Simple.
singular and so,
Yeah.
like he's
Myopic.
so devout. Yeah, myopic is a good word for it. I'm just like, "What?" Like, she's going there for 2 weeks to learn about him, but, like, I don't know what you're actually gonna learn about him.
Mhm.
He like, all he thinks about is Jesus and God, and he goes fishing with his friends that just wanna talk about Jesus and God, and you're probably gonna learn that he's gonna be very judgmental of your daughters, and it's probably not
That's
gonna
a good
work.
point.
Like,
Yeah. I was very surprised that she was super into kissing him.
she seems just like a flirty person. I feel like I could learn some things about flirting from her.
Yeah,
She she's
you're
like
right.
she's very, like she's just, like, touching his butt and, like, giggling, kinda, like, cuddling up to him on the
Yeah,
bed that she's not supposed to share, like yeah. I think
totally,
she's just,
yes.
like, a flirty person.
But I don't think she is like that in her life after her, like, vision. Like, I
Like,
don't
with
think she
just
would I
any
don't
old
think
person.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She
So
does
she's
keep hammering home, like, he needs to be affectionate, like, this is clearly,
exactly.
like, part of what she sees as part of a romantic relationship.
Mhm. Yeah, God willing. Now, I don't pray, but are you supposed to pray before you go drive a car because there's too many suitcases in it? I don't know
I
if
don't
that's how
know,
it
like,
works.
I wonder if, like, the producers were like, "This car is pretty full, should you pray?" Just to get them, like, doing
No,
something
they
weird, like
they fucking prayed. I mean, the praying after or okay, I guess people pray before bed, but they prayed before bed kinda weird. I don't think you pray together before bed.
in the bed, like, I've always seen people pray next to the bed, like, before
Yeah.
you get in the bed.
Yeah, and when you say you've always seen people do that, do you mean in television, in movies?
In Disney movies specifically, yes.
Exactly. Yes. When they wish upon a shooting star or something.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because I think just, like, in real life practice, you can just, like, sit and think and pray. It can just be in your bed, right? But they were,
Mhm.
like, reciting stuff and anyway. Yeah, maybe it's the producers. I just thought it was weird. I also liked how she said he wasn't a good driver.
Yeah, I'm very curious what that was like. Oh, she also, like, rolled her eyes after she was like, "Yeah, you're a good driver," and then she, like, rolled her eyes, and I'm very curious if this man understands sarcasm, because he seems like a very, very serious person,
I think he
and
understands sarcasm because he he kept saying, "You brought all America in your
oh,
suitcases."
okay. She sure did.
She
Do you
sure did.
2 full-size suitcases. She followed the regulations, Riley. She brought 1 carry-on and 1 personal item, which was still, like, kind of a large duffel bag, but girl, what did you
Yeah,
freaking pack? They when she's, like after she showers and he comes back with, like, this nice little snack, which I thought looked pretty dope. That
yeah,
was really nice of him. Like, 5 pairs of the same
fucking
sandal,
sandal.
effectively.
Yeah, yeah.
I I basically broke up with my college boyfriend over something similar. We went to Burning Man, and it was 3 adults and all of our shit in 1 Subaru
Going
station
to Burning
wagon.
Man, that sounds right.
Yeah, and he packed 10 pairs. I don't even know why you would have 10 pairs of Converse,
Different
but he
colors?
yeah, different colors, but, like, bro,
But Burning Man is a week.
you would bring 10 of the same kind of shoe?
No, I'm saying it's well, yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I'm also but I'm saying, like, is he gonna wear multiple shoes in a day? Like
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Yeah, this man, yeah, he
so he
brought
sounds super stupid, and I'm glad you broke up with him because if you don't know how to pack, then I don't wanna talk to you.
I know, and I had to just, like, talk him down from bringing all these Converse. I'm like, "3 of us need to fit all of our shit, all of our food, all of our equipment for a week of survival in this stupid desert. We need to pack fewer shoes. There's no room."
But it's
I don't know.
also
Maybe I'm triggered.
you shouldn't bring 10 shoes even if it was just you driving in a car. Like,
Also
there's
that.
no reason for it.
Yeah, so I mean, she's there for 2 weeks. Yeah, is she going to wear just, like, a different, and it looked like she had the 5 pairs of, like, the same sandal in addition to other shoes. So is she going to
Uh-huh.
wear a different shoe every day and or change shoes
Dinner,
multiple
yeah.
times a day?
It honestly looked like she brought, like, complete outfits, like 2 or 3
Mm,
complete outfits that don't
yeah,
overlap. Like, it's not like a sweater can be worn with, like, multiple bottoms or, like, shoes can
yeah.
be like, it's bizarre. It's stupid. I don't get why she unpacked like that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
That hotel room does not look very big for 2 people for 8 days with all of her luggage, because like they kind of showed it from different angles, and like
Oh,
there's 2 twin beds, and like the wall with the window is like less than a foot from the foot of their
mhm.
beds, and then there's like
All of
a
her stuff
desk,
piled. Her organized
yeah,
chaos.
yeah, I'm worried. This is the kind of traveling that will teach you about
Exactly.
another person. Yeah,
Exactly.
so
But
maybe they're doing it right. I don't know.
she told him that he'll learn to love it. So,
Bro, I'm dating someone who by my standards is like an extreme hoarder, but I'm also an extreme
you
minimalist.
really are.
Minimalist. And
I need to ask
I
you, do you still have that wine bottle holder that I gave you in the shape of a unicorn?
why do you ask?
Just assume you threw it out because you're a minimalist and you've, like, moved 4 times since then.
I gotta say yes. Sorry, it took
Yeah,
me.
perfect.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize, that's good.
You also sent me these wild gifts with like no card or anything. Like I got a squatty potty from you one time with no card, and I was just like, "What? Who in the world cares this much about my bowel movements?" And I put it together,
Me.
so, yeah.
Did you donate that one as well?
I think gave it to someone who, like, really
Had bowel
wanted one.
problems, I understand.
Yeah. I'm a pretty swift
Also,
pooper. It
have you ever
sounds like I've thrown out all of your gifts. I'm not that
uh,
terrible of a
no,
person.
it's okay. We've known each other for a long time. I've just never
Yeah.
thrown out anything you've made me or given me because I'm a hoarder. No,
Oops.
I think when I was going through some stuff this is how weird I am. In high school, you knitted me mittens and a matching scarf,
Oh, yeah.
and I think I finally donated it because I didn't have
Oh my
both mittens.
god. Diane, those were like they were like puke green, weren't they?
Yeah,
Like that.
so but you made them for me.
Oh my
And I
god,
mean,
that's
like,
really wild.
I don't I haven't moved the way you've moved, so they
Yeah.
were just sitting at my mom's house until they were sitting here. I
Yeah,
think.
fair enough. Yeah, I think when I lived in like a very teeny tiny studio in grad school, I had to just out of necessity get rid of a lot because
Figure out what sparked joy.
yeah, exactly. I was Marie Kondoing before it was even a thing.
Great.
All right, who is Christian and Cleo?
Mhm. Sorry,
Okay,
before
so
we move on, I wanna just address that he referred to her said that sorry, Nicola said that Misha was like Celine Dion. Did not understand that reference.
that is also kind of telling. He's like a 46-year-old version, and that's the only like diva that he knows of. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't know about like Mariah Carey or like Ariana Grande.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when they were talking about the like, he said if she gets an annulment, then he'll marry her, like, immediately, like, why wait?
Mhm.
If God brings you somebody, why wait? And and she's like,
Oh,
"Well,"
boy.
and it's like, it just shows that, like, he doesn't have the life experience. He doesn't understand, like, she has kids and there's cultural differences and, like, where are they gonna
Yeah.
live? And just yeah.
You know what also may be a factor? So, I my partner grew up Catholic, and you get, like, sacraments when you're Catholic. It's, like, kind of these little stepping stones of being Catholic, and one of the sacraments is marriage, like a Catholic marriage. So I'm wondering if, like, for him, this is also like, I wonder if that also adds like another layer of
Intrigue.
importance
Yeah.
or intrigue to like why he is so gung ho about this.
Also, I think he wants to get his dick wet.
I wonder if he's gonna like have sex and then just be like, oh my God, screw this. Like, I need to go bang the rest of the world. Like, I've been missing out for this long.
If he was hydrated, maybe, but I don't think because of his extreme dehydration, he'll do that.
Okay. So you think Misha's safe?
Yeah.
Great point.
Okay. Christian and Cleo.
Yeah, so we meet Christian, 30 from he says he's from Minneapolis, but the Chiron says Edina or Edina, Minnesota. And then he's with Cleo, 33, from London by way of Italy. They don't say what part of Italy.
And she's
You,
a model and a student
yeah, I'm curious what she's
studying
studying.
astrology.
Oh, probably. That would be a good twist.
Yeah.
Like she's, yeah, becoming like a tarot reader or something. We meet Christian in his bedroom, and I wonder if this is his parents' basement, but then I realize that there's a window to the outside. But it has that same vibe.
And then I meant to look up the news anchor that he referenced. Is it a real person from Minneapolis or is it an anchorman like character?
Oh, I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't
know
think
either?
he's that original. It's probably from some movie or
Yeah.
something.
I need to just say if you if one describes themselves as the life of the party or that others would describe themselves as life of the party, that means you're a jester. You're not actually wanted as a life of the party.
You just bring a ridiculous energy.
Yeah,
Also, like this backyard party where he's like dry humping the air and like
fake interviewing
chugging beer.
people.
Yeah, like there's nobody there. So like are you the life of the party of this specific group of boring and basic people in this backyard? And I think that's
That's my
probably
vote. Yeah,
more it. How many like backyard keg parties were you going to at 30?
not enough. 0. I'm just gonna say 0. I wish I had the opportunity to, but 0. You?
I'm also gonna say like 0 to like maybe 1. Like I also live in like a very dense city where a lot of people just don't like backyards don't really
Yeah,
exist unless you're a multimillionaire. So yeah.
but
Uh,
kegs. Should we get a keg for my baby shower?
yeah. That's yes. And you I was gonna be like, you have to do a keg stand, but like you're not
Brody
supposed
has
to.
to do a keg stand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I digress.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. So, that was a really good question about how many kegs when you're 30. Let's talk about how he's described himself as most boys, where they fall hard fast and then fall out of love fast too.
What do you think that is
It's just
with men?
boys.
They're just easily distracted?
Like love feels good. So I think
Hmm.
that they they want to be in love, and then so then they like go into it, and I don't know, maybe they're like simple-minded. That's mean of me to say, but where they just like they could like see it with like anyone. So yeah, and then when something happens, they're just like, oh, oh yeah, well, I mean, it was only the time invested sort of thing.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, he eloped during the pandemic with his girlfriend and annulled it.
Yeah,
I noticed that neither of them are wearing masks in whatever this ceremony was,
they're in
wherever it
Minnesota.
was. Yeah, pretty weird. I don't know. It's also interesting that he said like we eloped during the pandemic. Does that mean like the pandemic happened and you were like, I gotta lock this shit down because I can't date anyone else? Like I'm very curious about that decision.
I feel like they maybe. I just think it was like a whim that he went on from like they started dating in the pandemic and they're like, oh, there was probably nothing shiny and new. So he was like, and we're getting
Mm,
married.
oh man, that is definitely it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's annoying. I feel like the way that he's described like falling for Cleo, like he seems like the kind of guy that like I mean he's living in his parents' basement, like he probably like falls for like cam girls or like I don't know. He just has a very specific energy. Just
Like
he'll
he's
believe that anybody's into him or something.
he seems like moldable or like
Yeah,
he'll
that's a good way to
he'll
put it.
change based on who he thinks likes him or he likes at the moment.
Yeah, and like I don't know, maybe is being the quote unquote life of the party, like is that kind of people pleasing behavior in a way? Because you like kind of take on this idea that a party needs to be fun and like the attention needs to be on someone to like make it fun.
Maybe.
I'm gonna think on that a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Okay, so Cleo. I loved meeting her. The
She's
flower,
great.
yeah. Flower lanyard to show that she has an invisible disability. I thought that was interesting. And then I was interesting to hear her talk about how she was undiagnosed and was bullied for being different. And she
Hmm.
was trying to fit in and, practice what other people were saying. And she said that she kind of likes it because she can unapologetically be herself, which is perfect. And I think what I was trying to say when we saw her originally in the like this season on, like, yeah, it's
Hmm.
just she knows herself and she's
Hmm.
gonna do it. Like when she was talking to the producers, like,
I
because
love that.
yeah,
I love that. Just breaking the third wall because you don't feel comfortable on the show. And she said, like, this is the first day of filming. I need to understand what's going on.
mhm,
I thought that she also explained autism in a very digestible way that
I
I've
agree.
never heard before because I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot of like internet, social media research on what autism is. And literally, if you read about autism for too long, you believe you are on the autism spectrum because it can manifest as like so many different things. And like I know a lot of folks that have autism diagnoses and just like the way that they move through the world and the kind of people they are is like so diverse.
Mhm,
So I really appreciated her, yeah, definitely like breaking it down. She says it's a neurodevelopmental disorder. It means that she's easily overstimulated and that her decision making is affected. So she wants certainty. And I think that gives a lot of good context to why some people on the autism spectrum are so particular because they
mm,
know the outcome of like certain sequences or a certain type of food or whatever. And so yeah, I just really appreciated that she was able to explain explain all of that.
yeah, yeah, really, really well spoken.
Hmm. I thought it was kind of weird. She goes to meet her friend Osama, and he chastises her for being late, but then she's like, "Okay, I need a minute to decompress. It was like really overstimulating." I'm assuming he knows that
Mhm,
she has autism,
yeah,
And then he goes, "Oh, yeah, there's no rush. We have so much time." And I'm like, "Bro, you're here to film. You see like what is your I don't know. I just didn't like it a lot. But maybe
I
that's just what friends do. Give
I
each other
I
shit.
didn't think it was that
Okay.
that didn't register to me as, like, anything of note,
Okay.
but
I'm
it
making
it was
mountain of a molehill.
it was interesting when we were watching her and she was stumbling over her words before she broke the 3rd wall or the 4th wall, I was thinking, "Wait, is this how she interacts with people?"
Oh, right. Yeah. But we see her in her ITM like speaking very freely. So it
Yeah,
was clear that she was just like, yeah, needed a moment.
mhm.
I thought that knowing this, I wrote down, "Am I autistic?" Because she like wants to know the astrological signs of all the production crew for like predictability and certainty. And I'm better about it now. I'm not as fixated on astrology as I used to be, but I still like it as a fun way to judge people.
Oh, it's super fun. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know
she's
that
just
much about it, and I still enjoy doing it. Honestly, just based on the, like, little tidbits I get from you.
yeah. I know. So
And
I
then
was
on that note where you made the note, Emma, I think everyone is on the spectrum. I think every single
yeah,
person in this entire world is on the spectrum.
yeah.
So
It's just but it's a spectrum, so
that exactly, that's why it's a spectrum. Okay. What were you gonna say? I interrupted.
I was curious what you thought about are they like using this astrology angle to make her seem weirder or something? Just the way that they framed some of these conversations about astrology.
I don't think it's weird at all. I mean, maybe they
So
are, but
so
I think
so
it's chill.
that's why I'm asking because I am like so many we're millennials and like astrology is just like kind of second nature to us and like how people I don't know socialize or whatever like it's not a
Mhm.
big deal for someone to ask your
Star sign.
astrological about your
Yeah.
astrological placements but I'm wondering for like the average viewer if this would seem like witchcraft or odd.
There's no way to tell between the 2 of us.
It's true.
Yeah. But I just loved it when Osama said, "Is he your first Gemini?"
How many Geminis do you need to be with or have you been with, Osama? Like this also makes me wonder about her like past dating life. Does she have like a Rolodex of guys
I hope
or
so.
something? She's really hot.
Yeah, she's
So,
hot. I hope she does. But yeah, no, it was it was just a beautiful little
yeah.
in her ITM, she used the word simp, and
That was
she, again, described the word simp way better than the internet ever has to me.
it's true. Yeah, just what did she say? Just you would do anything for this
Yeah,
person. And
like,
I'm
you
just
just get, like, dumb and, like like, it's I now I see it as, like, simple, like, you get infatuated with someone, and now you're dumb,
mhm.
and you'll do anything for them,
Yeah, it's
which is love
interesting.
in my book.
Yeah. I am just so curious what their connection really is because by all accounts Christian seems like a very unremarkable person and
I'm
then
sorry, he's the life of the party, so fuck you.
self-described. I would like to see if his friends say he's like so fun or if they're like,
Oh,
"Oh
that
yeah,
hottie?
that guy just kind of he keeps coming to parties in costumes and like knocking over the keg. Like we don't really know him, but I don't know. Like she seems very interesting. She like grew up in one country, moved to another, is a model. She's probably like meeting a lot of cool people, like traveling a lot, and then she's also a student. What is she studying? Like she's meeting cool people, and she lives in London. Like that's an incredible city.
Yeah,
So I'm just so curious what she finds interesting about this person.
well, I wonder if it's the fact that he accepts that she's trans.
I mean, that is definitely like a layer to this. Do you want to just talk about kind of like Christian's whole discussion with his
Yeah,
like
it's
friends and
with a
family.
super
Just
hot
get into
friend.
that.
Dude, that guy was distractingly hot.
He was,
I was like,
yeah.
"Put it
Do you
back on
remember
him,
his
put it
name?
back on him."
Yeah.
No.
The one with the ponytail. Yeah. He was really, really hot. So there was just like so much going on for me in that discussion when they were playing poker or whatever. In his ITM, Christian mentions that he didn't think that his family would, like, if he didn't tell his family that Cleo is trans, he didn't think that they would be able to tell. And that to me is notable because it like kind of rings an alarm for me. Like, oh, is he I think he's only attracted to Cleo. Well, he saw her on Instagram, so yes, that's a very like superficial relationship. Is he only attracted to Cleo because she is a conventionally attractive passing trans woman?
100%. That's what I think.
And like, is this his woman friend, I forget her name, she asked a good question, like, are you like experimenting in some way? And I
Mhm.
also didn't like his friends are pressing him about like being sexually like adventurous with like other genders, and he says like, oh, he made out with a man one time
And he
and
knows
he knew that he's heterosexual.
because
That's not
heterosexual AF, like,
that's
attracted to
not
women.
his friends are shitty for kind of like asking that question, but for some reason, like his, I don't know, it all just kind of like
I
rubbed me the
didn't
wrong way.
I thought it was, well, okay, I would ask you all the questions, but, like, they didn't seem judgmental, he seemed very guarded. Like, I didn't
Hmm.
like his, like, defensiveness about it, because
I think that guy
honestly
with the mustache was judgmental. He was disgusting.
mm,
He was like straight up asking about Cleo's genitals.
I I was focused on the other one.
Sure.
No, but
But
you're right, yeah,
that's a good point.
I
He
thought that was
was kind of
inappropriate.
cagey about it all.
Yeah, and, like, so, like, I wish and maybe it's because he's from Minnesota, I don't know enough about that part of the country, but I wish he was like well, okay, he said, "I'm attracted to her as a person, and yeah, she's, gender passing as female," or
Mhm.
whatever the term is, "presents as a woman and is gorgeous," I think is what he said. But you still know that don't you okay, I don't know enough about this. So, to
Okay.
me, it's like, yes, he is being sexually adventurous or just, like, open-minded and, like, exploring.
Yeah, open-minded for sure.
But why is he
Um,
not he seems to not wanna admit that to himself or his friends.
that's what I think. Yeah, I think you hit that on the head for me. Like, I think that he is attracted to Cleo and he's open to the fact that she's trans, but he's still like, if she wasn't like passing, if she
Mhm.
had like a huge Adam's apple, for example, or like baldness, if she didn't have like a standard, like, quote unquote female hairline, like, I
Oh,
think if he
that's what
wasn't
the
able,
lowering of the hairline meant? I was gonna
yeah,
ask you that. Okay.
yeah. Like, I think that if he couldn't open Instagram and show people like a hot,
Model.
model woman, he would be like, I think he would have cut it off. I think
Ooh,
that's what
I
is
think
like
he
my,
never would have started, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
like
And
Amanda and
so,
Rosvin.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think he's cagey with his friends because I think he's feeling some kind of, feeling like he's being a little bit transphobic in a way because he's
Mhm.
not like, this is my girlfriend. Like, her name is Cleo. We're
Yeah.
not going to talk about her genitals. I love her for her. Like, if her transness is like an issue for you, that's your issue.
Mhm.
Like,
But
I mean, I guess what I have a lot of trans friends. And so for me, like I know that these conversations have to happen. I'm really glad that they're happening on a stage like 90 Day Fiance, which has a huge reach. Like they're
Mhm.
just kind of they're putting trans characters out there. Like you can't debate trans existence, which I think is like
Mhm.
really, really important in a world
Good
where
point.
like people don't want trans people to exist. It's just like I just find some of these conversations like kind of horrifying. And I think in like a more general consciousness, I think they're going to be like super horrifying in like 5 to 10 years that we're not just like that this guy is like so clearly nervous and or ashamed about his attraction to a trans woman, you know.
Yeah, and it's his problem,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Cleo, and I think we hopefully we get to see Cleo set some boundaries around that cuz it looks like maybe she does,
Good.
like sorry, I'm not taking on your transphobia. This is really isn't for me to process.
Mhm.
But yeah, we don't know yet.
But okay, in the conversation he had with his friends, he
Mhm.
wouldn't say if she had gone through
Gender
gender
confirmation
confirm
surgery.
yeah, right? But the
Good. I don't
friend
think
yeah, okay.
that's his
But
thing to share.
so then when the friend with the mustache was asking and was being really
Mhm.
crass about, like, boobs and then a
Ugh.
dick, like
Yeah, so gross.
and then yeah, because I guess that's to me, like, okay, I ask you all sorts of things,
Mhm.
and it's just he was not like yeah, you're right, that friend was gross because Christian was not opening up that way, and
Mhm.
then he goes and can you
And
tell
like
me
would
go ahead.
he if his girlfriend was cis, he like makes a good point. If my girlfriend was cisgender, this guy isn't going to be asking me what her labia look like. Like
Well,
it depends on how close they are maybe.
I mean, I ask what the penises look like, and
Sure.
if you hook up with a girl, I would probably ask you what their labia looked like.
Good point.
But I'm also very curious.
Yeah. And we have
Yeah,
that established.
and
Yeah,
I wouldn't do
we
it in front of other people.
right. Oh, yeah, like this is a poker game with like who we don't know how these people know each other.
What word
Yeah.
got bleeped?
Oh,
Dur
I think it was clitoris.
That's a swear word?
It's part of the female reproductive ordinance pleasure center. We could not possibly talk about it ever because women do not have orgasms. There's
Never.
no way that sex could be pleasurable for a woman ever.
They could say clit?
Do I think that's what he said?
You think that he said clit or, like, clitoris and they bleeped
I think
that?
so.
But that's like
Yeah,
that's like saying, like, urethra. Like, it's a part
that's
of
what
the
I
body.
mean.
Or was it see you next Tuesday?
I don't think it was see you next Tuesday. I think we live in such a misogynist society that the idea of the clitoris, which is like the way that people with the clitoris can like have an orgasm and like is this understudied organ, I think it's like that offensive to people that they would bleep it in the same breath as like the F word.
He said labia, okay? That's a weirder word than clit.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I get what you're
it's
saying, though.
yeah,
Well, thank you
pretty
for
lame.
enlightening me. I'm excited we're on this journey together.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see more of Cleo. I hope she puts this man in his place because
Yes.
she's really hot and she dresses like hella Gen Z even though she's 33 and she's great so far.
And I liked how when she was thrifting with her friend's like, "But you don't wanna not show your legs." That's a good friend.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
To everyone's
Dun, dun, dun,
couple we love
dun.
to hate and just
Oh my
okay.
goodness.
I first thing I need to say is, did I hear her right when she said that this was the 7th time that they've had sex in 2 years and 5 months of dating.
Yep. Yep.
They're virgins.
Practically, yeah. I think it's like a bummer that all we hear from Jasmine is that she's very sexual and she like clearly sees that as part of a healthy relationship and she can count it on two hands.
That's rough.
Give some good context for why she's like so
Mhm.
all over him all the time. She's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gonna get it. I just need to like try and get it like any moment that I can.
Yeah. Just to, like, bring home the fact that Gino sucks. So, he had morning wood and poked her in the back.
Yeah, that
I
sucks.
mean, fine, but
Yeah.
if you're having sex so few times, it just, like, the
He's like,
back poke thing is like a, "Oh, and then we do this." Like, "We'll do it again," or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's
oh
not
my God. Yeah.
and then
He's just like a bachelor that happens to have this sugar baby that he like clearly thinks she's annoying. Like, what is in it for him? Just like his manhood. I got this
yeah,
hot lady who wants
exactly.
money, my money, like, but then I don't want to give her money. I want to throw a fit every time she asks me for something. Like, you can't have it both ways, Gino. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he really wants to, and he's ugly, and I don't think he's that fit. Or no, sorry, well, he's not fit. I don't think he's that rich. Like, I don't understand. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
not that that should matter, but, like,
Well,
I
he's
don't
been
think
working
that
for
he's someone
30.
to I don't think that he is someone to be a gold digger to, for,
4.
from, by.
Yeah. You know, he's been an engineer. He says that he's been working since he graduated from college in 1993. So he has 30 years of retirement investment under his belt. He probably let it slip when he was like trying to feel like a big man with a huge dick that he has like half a million or something in retirement. And she,
Ooh.
yeah, she was like, oh my God, wow, I'm gonna.
That's supposed to last the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know, like, maybe she didn't that she doesn't even care. Like, or maybe she has been like, "But you have this money in retirement, like, why can't you pay it out of that?" Like, maybe she just doesn't understand, like, a Roth IRA or whatever, you know? But I'm sure he feels ashamed and, like, weird that he let that slip when he
Mhm.
was, like, trying to feel like a big man, and now he's trying to, like, hold it over her head because he is
He also could
so
have
shitty.
inflated the number.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
Yeah. It's also really sad that he is so out of shape that he can't come. She said that
He
he gets tired and out of breath.
He, like, just drives to work, drives home, heats up a hungry man dinner, chugs half a bottle of wine, and goes to sleep. Like, that's his life. He's, like, effectively like, he's a literal man baby, just he doesn't have anyone, like, wiping his butt right now.
Except for his bidet.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
So, what do you think is a worse gift? An electric toothbrush or a travel pocket?
Travel pocket.
Yeah, it's not even that, like, useful. He only
No.
use it.
But what
Her
the
bar for him is so low.
also like, she used her travel pocket so much that it broke. No, that was a beautiful line that she made up, that
Yes.
Gino, you idiot.
Completely.
$3,500 for her hair?
I don't know.
Her hair is
I
frizzier
mean,
than mine.
well, her I remember in a previous season, she wore kind of like a wild wig to the reunion, and everyone was like, what the hell is going on with her hair?
Mhm.
And then she said that she'd been suffering from like stress related alopecia. So that's why she has tattooed eyebrows. That's why she has fake eyelashes and why she wears like all the extensions and everything because her hair is thinning because she's
But
so stressed out from this stupid man.
But I guess, like, her extensions to me look frizzy. Why? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's humid in Panama. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, and if it's real hair. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. I like that she's not going to sacrifice her quality of life when she moves to Minnesota.
And
I
she
hope she
shouldn't. She
can,
has to deal with Gino.
yes. And I hope that she doesn't move to Minnesota.
It's so they really keep us guessing. They really know how
Yeah.
to take us on an emotional roller coaster
Yeah.
with this.
The, I, I hate Gino, but I love how, like, what she said that she tried to rub his feet, but then he didn't want it. And then he's like, do you think you can give me massages? And she's like, with happy endings? And he's like, no, no. It's like, ugh, I just love how everything is sexual with her. It reminds she reminds her of me.
Yeah. He's I don't know what his deal is. He like wants like a hot sexy woman to depend on him and then he
Yeah.
just like shuts down at every turn. I really think he needs some like anxiety meds and like a good therapist. I have no idea what's going on with him. We learned a little bit about what's going on with her. Like she had this husband like leave her destitute with two
Mhm.
kids, you know?
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense. Why is Gino so shitty?
Be I don't wanna say what I'm thinking. Because he is, okay?
Because he is?
Because he is.
Because of how it is.
'Cause of how it is,
He
yeah.
she's trying to set expectations with him by being like, "This is the hair that I need to look like this for you. You
Which is
want the
what you
hot
want.
that Latina wife, this is what it costs." She's like trying to set these expectations and he laughs in her face. And he keeps talking about the budget, your budget, the budget. What's the budget? If you have a budget, what is the budget?
Well, I don't think
Why haven't we
he
heard a
actually has a
number?
number. Yeah, I don't think he has a number. I think he just
Yeah, because he just only wants to spend
but I don't think
money on things that
he wants
he
to
wants to
spend
spend
money on.
money on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think in her own way, she's trying to like get him to like come to grips with the fact that like he's bringing her to the US and they have to live together. He's just like so freaking stupid. Can't get his mind around it. Like, is she gonna have to like change his diapers when she
Probably.
gets there? Like,
Probably. And she's not working because of him. And then when
yeah.
they get the K-1 visa, she
Hmm.
won't be able to work again. So,
Yeah.
come on, Gino. Stop being an idiot. Okay, so when they're at lunch.
Okay, one note about being at lunch. She has a bigger diamond ring than last season.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wrote, is her ring big?
Yeah, it's he bought her like $120 like fake diamond, like a diamond chip to propose last season. And that is like a real diamond ring now.
You make me so happy because I don't expect you to say those sorts of things about diamonds, but then you do, and I'm like, "Oh, God. God bless you."
Like what? A diamond chip?
Yeah. And there was, like,
Oh.
someone else who were, like, judging, like, the ring.
Oh, my ex-boyfriend's yeah, the ring that he used to propose to his now wife was like it looked like a piece of gravel. Like I
Yeah.
don't even know if it was a diamond. And it was really weird. The only photo on their wedding website was like,
Their
yes, I'm that
hands.
creepy. Yeah, it was just their
So
hands
they're both
holding
uggos,
shot
right?
glasses. It was weird. Yeah, they're not I don't consider them attractive people. So it was kind of telling that they didn't have any pictures of themselves on their
Well,
wedding website.
and they knew they weren't cute, right? Like, some people
Yeah.
don't know they're not cute.
So, hot tip for our 2.5 listeners, something that I like to do every once in a while is to just like Google the name of someone from my past, be that like high school or an ex-boyfriend. So like Google their name, wedding website, and it's just like an incredible experience because you get to see like all the poor choices that they've made. You get to see like the dumb stuff they put on their registry. You get to see like the
Oh,
tacky
registries are
decor choices
beautiful.
that they made.
Quotes
Yeah.
they choose.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, I guess I'm just telling on myself that I'm a judgmental bitch, but I'm also here talking into a microphone about people on television that I will never meet. So,
But you're also very open-minded and you, like, come at things with a lot of compassion, and you taught me the term "person experiencing homelessness."
I did. Okay.
Like, that's like, years ago, and then you, like, explained it to me about, like, the noun first, the person first thing.
Mhm.
I just wouldn't expect you to call a ring a chip.
Oh. Bringing it back
Yeah,
in, bringing it back in. We've gone on a
yeah,
lot of tangents. Oh, God.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
they're at lunch, her ring's bigger.
ring is bigger.
He looks so nervous. He looks like he's gonna throw up.
Mhm.
I don't think she's actually crying, but I, like, thought I saw, like, a tear down her face, but she also has this, like, fiery rage in her eyes. And she says, "Do you realize how stupid you sound?" Which
He does
she
sound
says
stupid.
often, and he
Yes.
does sound stupid.
I just oh my God, and then they made a point. I sometimes these producers no, all the time. Thank you to the 90 Day producers,
Thank you. So much joy you
but
brought.
they so much joy, but they keep in the part where he's like, I gotta pack up my sandwich. I wanna take my sandwich home." Like his now ex-fiance is like, "Oh my God."
Oh,
Like, what do
man.
you they're it's just all power games with them. Like, who's gonna give in first? And like, I think it drives the relationship. I also just like at some point somebody has to call it. And I feel like it's gonna have to be Gino because like,
Yeah, she's insecure and was gonna keep going back.
yeah, she's not letting go of this. And like, okay, so he's like, you spend too much money, you're angry, you don't want a prenup. And then he comes up with this like whatever other proposal
The
that
proposal, wrong word. Wrong word to use.
yeah, I don't I don't know. That she rips up. She's set like he brought this up on the last season they were on. He's clearly brought it up a few more times. Like when they weren't on the show, he's bringing it up again because the cameras are there. Like she set a hard boundary. Like I'm not going to marry you if there's a prenup because she had this experience where she was left destitute. So is he just trying to wear her down? Like, I don't know that it's going to work. I think I can't tell who needs the other one more. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's interesting. You're right, because like, she seems well, because she can't work, like, he ruined her life.
yeah. So
I don't prenup okay, what's your take on prenups?
I think if you're what did I hear? Oh, I had like a babysitter one time whose like parents were divorced but co-parented really well and they
Mm,
told her don't marry someone who won't be nice to divorce. And that's kind of stuck with me.
hmm,
I I do think that prenups are a good idea because, if I was coming at it from like a Cleo lens, I'm a Capricorn with a Virgo moon
is this
and a
your first Vir
Sagittarius rising.
is this your first
So,
Virgo? Oh, you're the Virgo, okay. You're the Virgo moon.
Virgo moon,
Yeah,
Virgo moon, okay.
yeah,
I would just like predictability and I like stuff written down. So,
you do. You're so good at writing things down too.
in my current relationship, I got my partner to like work on it's a living document. We review it quarterly. We have
Yes.
a relationship contract that we review to just like it's just kind of
It's
a
a
way to
it's a check-in, you know?
yeah, to check in. And a couple months ago I wanted to add a section on how we would break up And like if that were to happen.
Roxanne.
Y- yeah, that's the reaction Diana's giving me, like the meanest look. Yeah, that's the reaction I've gotten from everyone else in my life, including our couples therapist.
What did he
Uh
say?
he was like, I don't want to think about that. And I think if we break up, I'm going to be so focused on the breakup. I'm not going to want to like open a document and talk through
And also,
what we
it's not
agreed
legally
upon.
binding, my friend, so
I know.
can't get into actually doing.
So, anyways, if that's any indication, I just told
So
y'all a
you
lot
do
about
believe
me.
in prenups?
Yes.
Okay.
Long way to say yes, I believe in prenups. I think that can be good for predictability, and like it's a document that you made when you're not in the heat of the moment. Like they're screaming at each other. What is this? If they do end up doing this prenup, what's it going to look like?
Well, his proposal was, like, so stupid, like, if he breaks up or if he files for divorce, then she gets the most amount of money. If she files for
Yeah.
divorce, then she gets the least amount of money. That's
Yeah.
not actual numbers, so that
Right.
doesn't mean anything. Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know where's he from?
Michigan.
He's from Michigan? Okay, I don't know how it
Mhm.
is in Michigan, but I know in California and most states, it's whatever you came into the marriage with, that, like, quote, unquote, "can't be touched."
Right.
So
I think it's community property.
yeah, so
It's
it
like, yeah,
yeah, so, like, with,
post
like
marriage, it's community property.
mhm, so, like, what Jeff like, with Jeff Bezos,
Mhm.
that he probably came into the first marriage with not a lot, but then he built Amazon. So,
Right.
yeah, I think the way he should get a
Mackenzie
cut.
got it. Billions. Yeah.
Yeah, but so, in Gino's case, what the fuck is he doing? Like
Yeah.
like, their community property, yeah, it should be split once if their marriage ends. But it like, to her, it's like this symbolic thing.
Yeah, and she's not gonna be able to touch his retirement. He keeps talking about his retirement, but I don't know. So
Yeah.
are you not supportive of a prenup?
I don't think I think if one party is so against it, no.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Um,
not listening to her. And, like, he's not I don't know if she told him the story about her ex-husband, but yeah, it doesn't seem like
but even so,
he's
like,
listening.
I mean, I don't have a prenup. Like, well, you and I have talked about it, like, the community property stuff
Mhm.
in Brody and I's relationship, like, was a little fuzzy, and then we worked through it. But
Mhm.
retirement's retirement. And then,
Yeah, she's
like,
not
it
gonna
just the other thing I was trying to think, like, a friend of mine has been married for, like, 15 years and still talks about how her in-laws wanted them to get a prenup. Like and, like, still hates her in-laws for wanting a prenup, which I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't get why they wanted a prenup. You probably shouldn't, like, hold on to this anger for so long, but
Yeah.
they were also super young when they got married, so, like, they both had nothing.
Yeah.
Like, like, their families are wealthy, but that's not their money. Like
Mhm. Yeah, it is kinda wild, and, like, in other cultures, like, I don't think other countries and other cultures have prenups as, like, a topic of, like, conversation in the same way that we do in the US. I feel like in the US, it, like, would almost always come up
well,
in a
the
marriage,
US
and, like,
loves suing people.
also that I looked up on this website called marital.laws.com. And it says, "Is Michigan a community property state? Michigan is not a community property state, which means all marital property is not automatically divided 50-50 between the spouses in a divorce case. Instead, Michigan judges determine property division under the equitable distribution policy. So a judge would divide property between the spouses in what is believed to be a fair distribution based on each individual's contributions to the marriage. So in practice, judges would often divide marital property with two-thirds of marital assets going to the higher earning spouse, one-third going to the lower earning spouse. But like, would marital assets, that would still mean everything earned after the
That's how
marriage.
I heard that, yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
I
your
just want him
retirement,
to stop. And, like,
he's
anytime
nervous about the wrong things.
mhm. Anytime prenups come up on in this franchise, it's just always a weird point of contention where I'm just like, "You guys, no one's really
It's
that
like
rich."
it's part of the 90-day bingo card. It just
Yeah,
like it just
yeah,
has
yeah.
it like has to happen. Yeah, they're just like throwing a lot of ultimatums back and forth at each other. And he's like, "If you loved me, da da da." He gets really nasty.
They got
Like,
so nasty, it was awesome.
oh yeah, I guess I'm saying he gets really nasty. I think I love Jasmine
I
now.
really do
Like,
love Jasmine.
she's not a reasonable or like
No.
normal person, but
Yeah,
she's very entertaining.
he so entertaining. He said something about, like, her not wanting a prenup. Basically, like, or he wanted a prenup because of her temper. He said like, there was some correlation in his mind about that, which
Mhm,
makes 0 sense to me because
mhm.
that's why you like her is her temper. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest, she's a hot Latin woman who's just yell, yell, yelling, like
Yeah, I think he's worried about the wrong things. I think he's, like, trying to stand up for himself, but he's just being a dick because she's already set this boundary a number of times, so now you're just trying to wear her down,
but he's not gonna be a
and, like,
pushover.
yeah, but, like, if that is if the prenup is, like, a non-starter for both of you, then you need to break up.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
this isn't going anywhere, but I know Jasmine's not gonna do it, so it's on Gino, and he doesn't have I don't think he's gonna do that, so I think they're stuck in this limbo,
Mhm. But,
and she's gonna get to the US, and then they're gonna fight about the prenup for 90 days.
and then still get married.
Probably, yeah. You heard it here first on We
Yeah.
Watch Stupid.
Yeah. I just wanna say that I loved that little rant that she did where she was saying that her ex was better
Oh my
looking and
god.
didn't have
It was
sexual
wonderful.
problems.
It was wonderful.
And then he goes, "You're the worst sexual person." What does that mean?
Good one, Gino.
Loser?
And he's like, then and well, why aren't you with your ex then? She's like, I'm not going to even reply to that. I'm like, yeah, that's how that's what you say when you don't actually have a comeback, Gino. Like, learn from this woman. Okay. She's so much cooler than you.
So much
God.
cooler. Last thing I wanna say about these 2 is he's when they were at the restaurant, he said that he doesn't get why she won't sign the prenup because she's also said to him that she'd rather be dead or she'd rather have him dead than to be with or for him to be with another person. So,
You can't see it right
it's
now, but I'm
not
rolling my eyes
yeah.
so hard.
Just she will kill him
Oh, yeah. This is more evidence that, yeah, she's trying to murder this man.
with her
Okay.
labia that he probably tells his friends about.
Yeah. So it's going to go from the 90-Day Fiancé franchise to one of those like weird murder documentaries also on Discovery Plus. I'm into it either
Yeah,
way.
me too. F, Mary kill?
Oh boy, I
Okay.
didn't think about
I've
this.
thought of 2, let me think of another one.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do okay. F, Mary kill, a backyard keg party, praying before driving, or kissing through plexiglass. We didn't really talk about this, but Amanda and Rosman kissing.
That's right. It took me a second to realize what the heck was happening
Yeah.
with them, and I'm like, "Oh, there's like a smudge on it." Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Praying before driving,
A
kissing
backyard
through
keg
plexiglass,
yeah, or backyard keg
backyard cake
fire.
party.
Mhm.
Okay, so,
I don't know this
uh,
I'll do this one too, I've gotta think through this.
this
You go
is
first.
really hard. You really stumped me here. I think I would probably have sex with the backyard keg party because I don't know, it's fun for like one night.
Mhm.
I'm not much of a partier anymore. I almost said not a drinker anymore, and then I caught myself. And now, do I want to marry kissing through plexiglass? Oh boy. You know what? I'll marry praying before driving because driving is scary. I mean, more people die on the road than anything than a lot of other things. So yeah, I'm anything to do with Amanda and Razvan,
Okay.
I'm killing.
Okay, I'm gonna marry a backyard keg party because I want that
Oh,
in my
okay.
life.
Okay, maybe yeah, you're smarter than me.
I was going to kill praying before driving, but you bring up a good point that driving can be dangerous.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna fuck it, and I'm gonna kill kissing through plexiglass because, like, I need some touch.
That's just that's just the right
Yeah.
choice. Oh my god. They, like, zoomed in on it. They were like,
Yeah, they're like,
"Look
"This is
at
weird."
these
Yeah.
idiots." Okay, that was a good
Yeah,
one, thank you.
no problem.
Oh, wow. What what a doozy, y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here with us.
Yes, thanks, everyone. All 5 of
Alright.
you, 6 of you maybe now.
Yeah. Alright, well, we will see you late release around Tuesday after the holiday next week. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.